So what's special about Revival? This is the game currently in development by Illfonic. Pre-alpha. This is game release 1 that's in the background. Well, Revival is trying to do a number of very new things. And I wanted to go through some of those very new things in no particular order. First of all, there is a Gladiators Arena. That's not really anything new. But in that arena you can fight and you will receive either payment for fighting, or you can run it as a gambling syndicate. So there are all different kind of gambling systems, and players will go and watch the fights, and there'll be match fixing and all the kind of usual stuff that you'd expect with that. Next, whaling. That's going to be a career. You can go out with a team of people and you can go and hunt whales for the oil or their meat, or whatever you get out of whales. It's going to be a big industry like it was on in the real world. Next, the music. We're going to have the full orchestral classical scores like you'd imagine, but we're also going to have Scandinavian death metal, which I never actually listened to before, but it's not just sort of shouting and noise like I thought it would be. There's sort of a kind of musicality to it, so they're supposed to make that kind of fit in with the more stressful sort of battle environments, and I think it could work really well. They're going to have real dungeon masters. They're going to have real people on the paid servers who are designing your quests and making them suitable and fun for your character and your playstyle. There are going to be elections, so you and other NPCs can stand to be voted as governors, and then when you're elected you can abuse your power. You have to run for office. You can make pamphlets. The NPCs are going to have opinions about different characters and different class of people, and you can influence that by your actions or by pamphleteering. You can write books, and if you vilify a particular group, then you'll find that is reflected in the opinions of the NPCs. Also, in general, books will be the source of quests. So you're not going to get quests from guys with exclamation points. You'll get quests from finding out about a particular area of lore, which you could find out from overhearing NPCs talking, or you could find out from finding an old long forgotten book, and then once you have that information, once you're aware of it, you can use it to write your own books, which other players might want to purchase or acquire, and that will maybe bring you income in the game. So you potentially your knowledge of the game lore would be a valuable asset. Also, a number of things they're trying to do them properly, like, for example, farming and archery. So in archery, when you fire an arrow, how well that arrow performs is going to depend on the quality of the arrow, how straight or curved it is, the wind conditions, the relative difference in height between the players, the skill of the person shooting it, the quality of the bow. It's going to be very much an individual calculated thing. It's not going to be like firing a rifle. There will be a lot of potential error in it, and the same is true of fighting generally. They're saying that in all cases fighting is going to be dangerous, like in real life. You're never going to be like max level and then just go into a dungeon and there's going to be nothing that can hurt you. You're always in danger and you always need to be alert. Farming, you have to sort of till the earth, and then you have to plant the right types of seeds, and the seeds will be suitable for different climates, and how they actually perform will depend on random factors as well, like some seeds won't grow, other seeds will grow. And then there's the most controversial point of all. There is sex in the game. Graphic sex, if you believe the blog posts about it. They're saying that in this game, character to character or character to NPC sex will be a mini-game, a cooperative mini-game, and it will be something which gives your character stats and which you can level up in. And then there will also be prostitution, and you will be able to hire prostitutes with you, and you will be able to sell your sexual services to other players or NPCs. Now, if we just think about that for a minute, on the one hand, it's, kind of creepy and almost, unpleasant. You've got kind of the image of pretty creepy Lovecraftian, shall we say, teenagers who are in dark basements kind of getting aroused by character-to-character sex, and that's how most people interpret it initially. I kind of thought about it for a while and thought another way to look at it, which I think is what the devs are hoping will be adopted, is it's kind of a nice kind of free love in a fantasy world which doesn't have the dangers of sex in the real world, like psychological or physical. There's no mental sort of harm from it. There's no STDs, so it's just nice that two kind of free characters would get together as consenting adults and so on. I don't know. I mean, at this stage, it's so early development. We don't know how it's going to be implemented, or even if it will actually make it into the final cut, along with a load of other stuff, like they will say that characters will be defecating. You'll see characters pissing in the streets. It's kind of, they want really gritty realism. Well, we don't know if that's going to make it in, but what is important, well, I haven't seen you before, what is important is that they're trying to do something new. What's happening here is that they're not going along the same sort of cliched role-playing game, video game route. They really want to try and create a totally new experience, and you've got to give them some leeway to do that. So I think that's the main reason why it's a good idea to get involved and back this game now, which is that even if you don't really like all of the directions that they're headed in, you have to respect the fact that they are trying to make their own direction. And remember that the things like the player-to-player sex, it's going to be consensual, and they said that there's no harm from not partaking in it. So if that's not your thing, well then fair enough. You know, you can always be abstemious, and that's a legitimate play style as well. So that's my my summary of the interesting parts of this game. And what you've been seeing while I've been talking is the game client version 1, in which you can explore around your house if you have one. This is super pre-alpha days, super early pre-alpha days, and you can see that all the characters are temporary and nothing here should be seen as being finished.